But I'm gonna start off with something a little bit lighter before we start with the firmer ones. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let me just mute everyone. Okay. All right, so great. So we'll start. So let's start again working from our head down to our toes. And remember, the warm up for this class, let's focus a little bit more on the legs. So we'll be doing a little bit more of that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. So all right, let's go ahead. So again, some neck circles. So again, let's start off with those slowly. Going clockwise right now. All right, switch directions, counterclockwise. I can do that. Very good. All right, let's kind of grab the side of our head with our right arm, holding onto that left ear almost, and then just letting that weight of your arm and stretch out that left side of your neck. All right, let's switch. Are any of you guys sore that were in the class yesterday? I know Susan mentioned earlier that she was sore. Anyone else sore for the strength and conditioning class? All right, I see one hand. Okay, good. In this class, in Monday's class, my Mondays and Wednesday classes tend to be a little bit on the easier side. So, all right, so let's hold on to the back of our head with our hand and let that weight drop forward. But today's not completely easy because we're still working on our lower body. And, you know, if that's an area we have to work with or develop a little bit more, then, you know, it's always a challenge. But the balancing portion does engage our mind a little bit more. So physically, we're relaxing a little of our muscles, but mentally, we do have to be a little bit more engaged with this one. All right, let's do some shoulder rotations, bringing our shoulders up towards our ears, dropping them low. So again, just a reminder, if you do want a recording of this session, I typically try to upload them to create a link on YouTube by like 4 or 5 o'clock. Switch directions, reverse. But just make sure on the comment on the chat, just directly to me, leave your email, coach, I want a video link, and I will send that to you later on. So. And the videos aren't edited, so don't expect a fancy intro or anything like that. It's just exactly what you're watching me do right now. That's how it is. All right, let's go with arms away from us, forward. And again, I don't play music in the background just because we tried that last semester, and I think it was quiet for some folks and too loud for others. So we just opted not to play music. But if you guys want to play something on your background, go ahead and do it. Right, reverse. All right, very good. All right, now we're going to do windmills with our shoulders, with our arms close to our body. Okay. Some of you guys already know this. You guys don't even wait for me to start. Very good. All right, reverse. And again, we do different types of rotations with our shoulder because our shoulder does move in many different directions. So that's kind of why we're doing the distant one, the close one. All right, left arm forward. Windmill. Remember, tomorrow at 9 o'clock is our cardio and core class. So if you're looking for a class to sweat a little bit more, tone up that belly a little bit, work on your obliques, develop a six-pack reverse. Tomorrow's class at 9 a.m. It's exactly for that. So it's a nice way to get the day started too, since it's a little bit earlier at 9. Great. All right, very good. All right, we're just gonna kind of cross our arms here. You might feel that chest, that outside chest, a little tender from yesterday's workout. I definitely feel it on this one. All right, so arms in front of us, kind of like that Karate Kid pose. And then we're just gonna start rotating slowly our torso, keeping our hips straight. You just wanna rotate our upper body. And there's some pop in. And again, the slower the better, as long as you get some range of motion here. I'm not trying to get you folks dizzy, just trying to rotate. All right, we're gonna stretch out our lats right now. So we're gonna reach out to the side. And with your lower hand, you can grab onto your hand and pull a little bit more for the stretch. Really feel that stretch of those ribs. Relax. All right, left side, stretch that, so hands up, reach over to the right side. Breathe in. Relax. Very good. All right, hula hoops, giant hula hoops. All right, big hula hoops with big circles. Big circles. You're gonna go as far out away from your body as possible. You should feel that stretch on those muscles in the inner thighs. Your feet should remain planted, just giant circles. And it's okay if you hear some popping. Sometimes that's just a tendon rubbing on our bones where it gets tight, and that little pop is just them loosening up. Okay, switch directions. The only time you should be concerned with the loud pop is if you're lifting something heavy and you hear a pop and you feel pain right away, or if you're sprinting and you hear a pop. That's sometimes usually a torn ligament or a torn tendon. But sometimes we hear a little pop when there's tightness. Very good. We're gonna kind of work on our abdominals right now. So we're gonna do the same stance. So kind of lean over to your left side, back straight. Come across to your right side and pump back. And we'll do that 5 times on each side. This is one that we sometimes do in our cardio and core class. This is like a standing core exercise. But it also works nicely for a warm-up. You have to breathe. One more on each side. That's very good. All right, we're going to be doing some alternating toe touches. So for this one, just standing here, we're just going to kind of alternate, lift our legs. If you start off low down here, as long as we start increasing, that's fine. So this is going to open up our hamstrings a little bit more. Yeah, when it turned 10 o'clock, there's only like 4 or 5 people in this class. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad that most of you guys weren't showing up today, but I think when the clock struck 10:02, everyone just popped up. So it's a nice little surprise, a little scary. All right, so let's head on over to our wall. So go on, find a wall, find a tall piece of furniture, and similar movements, but now we're just gonna focus on one leg at a time. And again, we're just gonna swing. So now we're just swinging, the difference is we're swinging forward and back. So again, this should feel more like a swing instead of a kick, okay? The swing should feel a little bit more fluid, easier. A kick is gonna feel a little bit more forceful. So I want you guys to just be fluid. All right, switch directions, or switch legs, I'm sorry, left leg. Very good. All right, now we're gonna do some leg swings across our body. Okay, so let's face that object or that wall, and let's swing our right leg across our body left to right. And remember, any movements that bother you or is causing pain, make sure you avoid it. Switch directions or switch legs. All right, very good. That's the back hip for me. Already feeling it. All right, now we're gonna do some hip openers. So this one, again, just regular stance. Drag that knee, right leg up, and then up to the side. So this one does work on your balance at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna be alternating. So let's do 8 on each side. And remember, you're not rotating your body, you're just rotating that leg out. And the slower, the better. So let's do 8 on each side. Drag that knee up, and then out, and back down. Alternate. And I'm gonna invite you guys to turn on your cameras just so I can make corrections. If you are making or doing a movement incorrect, I can always correct that for you. I believe my camera is spotlight, so I'm the only one. I think most of you guys just see me, you're correct, or are you guys seeing everyone at once?
I just see you like as the large person and there's like a small row of people.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I don't want anyone to feel too intimidated. So again, I see you folks. So if you guys want to turn on your camera, it's pretty much just going to be me looking at you guys and doing the corrections. So, all right. Thank you, Ursula. Very good. All right. Let me just mute one more person. Okay. So again, now we're gonna stretch out our quad. So we're gonna hold on right above our ankle and then pull back. And I think just, you know, as a consequence of this stance, we're also developing some balance here. So if you're swinging back and forth, then make sure you're holding onto an object where you want to pull back. So. All right, let's drop that leg and back up. Other side. Very good. We're gonna warm up kind of the adductors or abductors of our body. So if you can hold on to something, great. If you have a great balance right now, what we're gonna do is just bring the leg out and slowly back in, okay? This is actually a lift or an exercise, but besides the leg swings across, this is the only one that I can think of without any equipment that, you know, also gives us a warm up in this area. All right, switch. You should feel both legs working. Even though one leg is only moving, the leg that's holding you up is stabilizing, your core is stabilizing, your ankle might be moving a little bit more too, so a little balance exercise there as well. All right, very good. Those hamstrings got a little sore on that one. All right, next one, we're gonna do the hamstring stretch, okay? So very light, slight bend at the knees. Remember, I'm not locked out, slight bend. We're just gonna bring our hands down, our knees, down to our shins, to our ankles. Keep on reaching until we can't reach anymore. And let's just hold it there for about 10 seconds. And let's reach a little more. You should be able to. All right, let's bring those knees back. Should feel that stretch, knees back. You really feel those hamstrings getting warm. All right, and slowly, slowly come back up, very slowly. All right, very good. All right, let me just, typically when, I think since the site was acting funky, usually everyone just goes directly to mute, but right now, every time someone's coming in, the mute function isn't working. So right now, what I'm gonna ask you folks to do is, if you guys are comfortable, remove your shoes. So let's remove our shoes right now, because I do want to do some strengthening of our arches right now. Pretty much, we're gonna be doing. Are you guys ready? So pretty much what we're gonna be doing, if you guys, you know, I guess I'll do it with my hands. So pretty much, we're gonna start with kind of grasping the floor with our toes, okay? So we're gonna do 12 to 15 of those, okay? As much as you're comfortable. So that's what we're gonna be doing standing right now. So again, the main base of our body right now while we're standing is our feet. So you gotta make sure that we're strengthening those muscles and the tendons around our foot. So go ahead, so kind of grip, try to grip the floor with your toes and release. Continue that, release. We're gonna do 15 of these. So if you've ever dealt with plantar fasciitis and those tendons of your arches have been aching, this is one to prevent that from happening, or this is one to strengthen your arches to treat that as well. So, is anyone dealing with that right now? Because if anyone is, you could just speak up real quick and I could show you like another exercise as well that could benefit that too. So let's do a couple more. And again, you want to grip and hold for a little bit. Hold for about 1 or 2 seconds and then release. Okay, very good. All right, now if you guys could find me a chair, because we're going to do our ABCs with our ankles. And remember, these workouts typically, I'm going to focus my feet just so you guys see. So again, you guys are pretty much going to do one leg at a time or one ankle at a time. So I'm going to do my right one first. So pretty much what we're doing is our ABCs
I like doing them the capital just because there's more, I think, of a variety with that. So we're just gonna do our ABCs with them, okay? So I'm on B, so we're just gonna do the shapes of the letters and then just continue. Okay. And try not to do cursive, fast writing, try to take your time with it. Like if you were doing standards, those are the worst in elementary school and we got in trouble. Oh, forgot what was after J. It's been a while. So again, the ankles is the main support, our base for our balance, you know, staying upright. And once you're done with the right leg, you could move on to the left leg and continue the same. And if you haven't moved around this morning too much, you might hear some popping. Now, there's a lot of bones in our feet, a lot of tendons there, so. This is one that, you know, if I was in my desk or at the office for a little bit longer than I would want, this is typically a movement that I would always do, you know, underneath my desk. No one sees that I'm doing it, and also work on that strengthening. So you can always do this, maybe even when you're driving. So, of course, not with the gas foot, but yeah. All right, very good. Okay, so let's take a little break. We're gonna start shortly with some balancing exercises. So that was pretty much our warm up. You stayed for a little bit longer than our typical warm up. We're gonna take a short little break, get some water. So like I said, for today, what we're gonna need is a chair, kind of to support ourselves, a yoga mat, a towel. And if you have a weight, you could, you know, use a weight. Sometimes some of the movements might be too easy, but if you add some resistance to it, you know, it's going to make it a little bit more challenging. And of course, if you have resistance bands, let's use those as well. So let's take about 1 to 2 minutes rest, break, gather those equipment, and then we'll start shortly. So of course, have some water too. All right, and this type of workout, oh wait, so I think some people are on camera still. Great. Any questions before we start? All right, so again, I'm gonna attempt to actually do this workout on barefoot. Again, this is definitely one I did. I don't know if I mentioned shoes, and I know I mentioned them in one of the classes. But sometimes if our shoes are uneven or worn out too much, if we have uneven shoes, that could influence our balance. So just keep that in mind. So. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, so if you folks are ready, we can start. So we're gonna start with some balance, and we're gonna start with the standing. No, I'm sorry, we're gonna start with the romper stand. So all we're gonna do for this stand is just have our feet right next to each other. And then we're just gonna stand here, okay? And it might not seem like too much work, but this is all we're gonna do for now. So let's stand here. And we're gonna do this for about 30 seconds. So all we're doing here, observing. You might feel, if you have a little bit lack of balance, you might feel our body shifting left to right. And just keeping our mind engaged, we're gonna make those little adjustments by leaning or slightly adjusting our movement. Right now, we're gonna close our eyes, okay? So let's close our eyes. It should be a little bit more challenging. Good, I already see some people swaying. So let's correct that, being engaged. All right, very good. So now we're gonna look left to right. So let's turn left with our head, and then let's look right. And again, I'm doing these barefoot. So I think this is a workout class that we can do barefoot, just be a little bit more engaged. And if you don't have any plantar issues, sometimes walking around barefoot is good. So we can strengthen the tendons and muscles at the bottom of our feet too. All right, now we're gonna look up and down. Okay, and if you guys do have that towel, let's get that towel kind of, bunch it up, but safe enough where we can stand on it. And that's gonna give us an uneven, kind of base. So like for my towel is very small, so my toes and my heels are off it. So that's gonna make it uneven. So that's what we wanna focus on. Maybe something uneven, and then we're just gonna stand here for 30 seconds. And let's hop off. All right, very good. So it's kind of a little easy warm-up session there for our balance. So now we're gonna start with our first set. So pretty much how I have the workout written up is we have 3 to 4 exercises, almost like a strength and conditioning class. But they're gonna vary from, of course, leg and hip movement to a balance movement. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So if you guys are ready, have your water nearby. If you have any equipment, I know a few of you guys have dumbbells or resistance bands. Now's a good time to collect that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna start with the standing marching. So pretty much we're just gonna drive those knees up, work on that flexibility and mobility around our hips.
Very good. And then from here, we're just going to do butt kickers. So now we're going to bring our heels towards our glutes. This is more of a warm-up movement. All right, very good. Let's shake those legs out. All right, so this one, we do need the yoga mat. So let's go ahead and get that. Find the yoga mat. And my yoga mat's a little dirty, so I'm gonna just have this. So for this one, we're gonna be doing, come a little closer. We did this last week, so this is gonna work on the front part of our quad. So we're gonna be doing a stabilizing, laying down, almost like a sit-up, but then let's drop that left leg down. And what we're gonna be doing is lifting it slowly and back down. Okay, so we're gonna do 12 of these. And I don't want your heels to touch the floor. As it's coming down, before it touches the floor, bring it back up. Let's do 10 to 12 of these. You should feel it burning a little bit on that upper thigh. All right, very good. Let's switch legs. So now that right leg is extended. And let's begin. So 12 of these as well. So like I said, the slower the better for these. Got 2 more for me. All right, very good. All right, so now from this position, since we're down here already, we're gonna do a glute bridge march. So pretty much a bridge would be this motion here, lifting the hips off the ground, squeezing the glutes, firing them up. Hamstrings should be activated and back down. But a march is we're gonna bring that up and then march with that left knee up and then alternate. Okay, while keeping that glute up, squeezing, engaging, okay? So that's what we're gonna be doing. If that's too challenging, then what I want you to do is just extend out and then back in, okay? So, but if you could do the march, that's gonna provide a little bit more range of motion. You guys ready? We're gonna do 12 of these, okay? On your own count. Ready, begin, so up. So 12 on each side. A couple more. Keep those hips up. And last one. Very good. All right. Good job. All right, we could get off the floor. It's a little bit, it's enough for this set. I believe, yeah.
Oh, yeah, since we're already up, we'll do the next one laying down. So this one we already did. Do all of you folks have weights or any like a heavy object, maybe a water gallon, a container of detergent? If you do, go ahead and grab that. So I have a dumbbell here. So we did this during the warm up where we were just kind of extending. Okay. So what I want to do this time is if you have that heavy object, press it against that leg. We're going to be lifting right now. Okay. So I have a dumbbell here and I'm just going to be lifting it up. Okay. So let's do 12 of these as well. All right, and then when you're ready, let's do the left side. Keeping that weight next to your body. And if you don't have a weight now, it's okay. Next time, maybe you could find a heavy book, like I said, a water gallon. All those items work. The weight's just gonna add more resistance to the lift. And all right, shake it out. You should feel those legs fatiguing a little bit. All right, very good. All right, so let's go ahead and just shake out the legs. About 30 seconds rest, and we'll go on to the next set. And again, if you're barefoot, great. If you're not, just be mindful of your shoes. Sometimes the shoes do warp. If they happen to warp, that's why you don't want to work out in anymore. So keep that in mind. Right now, we're going to do a tandem stance. So again, the tandem stance is going to be this position here. I'm going to put my right foot in front of my left foot, and that's the stance there. So that's going to eliminate our surface area a little bit horizontally and make it more vertically. So again, us being a little bit wider from, this direction, if it's sagittal or frontal, I think this is frontal, it's going to reduce our balance. So let's do that stance, right leg in front of the left foot. So you should be swaying a little bit. So I see some arms coming up. That's great. That's working on our balance. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So again, that's going to change our center of mass. If you have it here, and then if you want to keep our arms to our side or minimize that, we can also do that. But you should feel your arches kind of swaying left to right, correcting themselves. All right, let's close the eyes. Oh. There you go. I see some people tipping over. So yeah. Remember, it's going to keep us more engaged. Definitely feel the tendons of our inner ankles working a little bit more. You might feel yourself almost trying to grip the floor with your toes like we did earlier in the warm-up. Okay, relax. Some of your arches might be fatiguing out by doing that. Just kind of relax, making sure. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do all of those right now. So in the same stance, so right foot in front of the left. Now we're gonna look left to right, okay? So again, all of these variations of this stance are for about 30 seconds each one.
All right, now let's look up and down. All right, and now let's close our eyes. All right, let's relax. Let's go grab that little small towel, bunch it up, and then we're gonna stand on it, okay? Work on our balance on an uneven floor. So again, if it's a small rag, maybe you want half of each foot on it, which that's why I have it here. So my left foot just has my toes on it, and my right heel is the only part on it. So, all right, and then just trying to stay even here. Just really feel those arches activating. And let's relax. We're gonna move on to our second set of exercises. Okay. So for this one, we're gonna do, I believe. So we've done front lunges before, we've done side lunges. Now we're gonna do diagonal. So imagine you're the center of a clock. We usually our front lunges are towards 12 o'clock. Our side lunges are towards 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You guys could picture a center of a clock. So right now what we're trying to do is maybe like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's the direction we want to go. So kind of, just like our shoulders, our legs move in several directions. So that's what we're trying to work on now. So we're gonna do 10 on each side, okay? So with the right leg, we're gonna come to a 1 o'clock and back. And with the left leg, we're gonna go to like an 11 o'clock. And that, okay? So not to the side or forward, but diagonally. All right, we're gonna do 10 on each leg. Ready? There you go. You could have your hands up here for balance or on your hips or out if you like. If that's too easy, you could always grab a dumbbell, work with that. And again, if you hear some popping and there's no pain, that's normal. That's 6 right now. So 10 on each leg. All right, very good. All right, once we're done with that, let's go ahead to our yoga mat. We're gonna do pretty much like a lunge sit. So almost like a lunge here, but the difference here is we're gonna rotate our torso, okay? So from the front, it should look something like this. So up here, actually, I'll do the side just so you guys can see what it looks like. And then we're just gonna be rotating to the left, rotating to the right. So pretty much like on our warm up, when we do the torso twist, it's just with the lunge position, okay? So we're gonna do that on each leg. So let's do 10 rotations on each side. Ready? Okay, go. Okay, and before you're done, before you finish, let's be in this position. If you guys see the foot that's behind me, it's not on my toes, it's relaxed flat on the mat. So ideally you want to have your foot in that position. So let's stay here and let's close our eyes. Here, working our balance here. Try to stay upright, shoulders above, directly above your hips, hips directly above that left knee. Very, very good. Let's switch legs. So now my right leg is behind me, trying to be flat. All right, once we're in this position, again, 10 rotations to each side. Go ahead. So those standing balance exercises depend on our ankles a lot. This one kind of depends on our knee and our hip. So I like the little variation of them. All right, once we're there, let's that reset position. Shoulders above your hips, hips above your knee. Let's close those eyes. Let's open those eyes. Let's relax. Reset, and then I believe we have heel raises. So let's get back on our feet. If you have your dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. Have a little bit more resistance. So again, heel raises. It's a calf raise too. We're gonna lift our heels off the ground, hold for about 2 seconds, and then drop them slowly. And then continue that for about maybe 10 more repetitions. So let's do 12 repetitions total. So you guys ready? Okay, go. Remember, we're holding those heels off the ground for about 2 seconds before we drop them again. And if you need some balance, remember you can always hold on to a wall, a little piece of furniture. By holding on to the dumbbells, we're adding more resistance or more weight to ourselves to make our calves work a little bit more. Let's do a couple more. Very good. And if you find that those are too easy, next time we do those, you could do single leg calf raise. So that's pretty much going to be on one leg, holding onto an object just for balance, and then lifting as well. And that's going to put all your weight just on one single foot. So, all right, let's get back down on the mat. If you have that dumbbell, you could go ahead and grab it. Use it for this one too. So on this one, we're going to do 2 different exercises. And then we'll start with the right side first, and then we'll move on to the left leg. So I'm going to put the dumbbell on my thigh, pretty much just on the side. And again, for this position, ankles above my ankle, knee above my knee, hip above my hip, not leaning back, right above, shoulder above shoulder. And then just going to do like a clamshell, separating the knees, so lifting that right knee up, bringing it back down. Let's do 12 of these.
when you're separating your knees and bringing them back down, like I said, the slower is the better. So. Very, very good. All right, since we're in this position, just kind of lay on your side. And then we did this motion already, the Jane Fonda. We did it standing. And now we're going to be doing laying it down. So now it's just going to depend on that leg. That left leg's not stabilizing. But to add a little bit more resistance, we are going to put that dumbbell weight. If you have any object, put it on that same position that we just did. And then we're going to lift as well, okay? So give me 12 of those. So again, the slower, the better. And if you could prevent that ankle on making contact with your other ankle, even better. That's gonna allow you or make you be more engaged and not depend on that little break at the end. All right, let's switch sides. Once you're done. I'm going to begin with the clamshell. Make sure in that position. So ankle above ankle, knee to knee, hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder. Ready? Go ahead. Separate those knees. Control it. So make sure your ankles are remain in contact. It's only your knees that are separating. And at that top position, even if you could hold it a little bit longer, that's even better. So. This clamshell movement helps strengthen the glute and the IT band, which connects from your glute to your knee. If you ever feel pain on that outside lower part of your knee, it might be with a weakness on that IT band, and this will help with that. So let's do 2 more. Very good. All right, rest a little bit. You should feel that glute getting a little tired. Ooh, all right, very good. All right, let's put that weight there again. Now we're gonna do the Jane Fonda. Are you ready? Here we go. So 12 again. Control it. We're gonna get 12 of these. Very good. All right, that was a long set. So take a little water break. Hello, Janet.
Hi.
Hello. All right, great. Little water break. Make sure you guys are hydrating. Oh, I know it's not a huge demanding workout, but still, our muscles do require that water. I drank a gallon of water already. All right, Janet, you ready to join us?
All set.
All right, very good. All right, folks, so we did the right foot in front of our left foot. Now we're gonna do this next one. It's gonna be our left foot in front of our right. Okay, so again, the tandem stance. Take a little break from doing any leg motion. So left foot in front of our right. And then we're just gonna stand here 30 seconds. I know these balancing ones, might not be the most exciting ones, but as far as the entire class, the balance ones only take about 10 to 15% of that actual class. The majority is strengthening our legs. And strengthening our legs is going to supplement to our balance, so let's keep that in mind. All right, now let's close our eyes, 30 seconds. Again, if you need help or if you don't feel safe, I still want you to close your eyes, but hold on to an object. Or if you have something there, maybe get a little bit closer to a wall, to a little bit more support and safe. Right now, we're going to look left to right. Just rotate. I just want you to rotate your head, not your torso. Just rotate your head. Very good. Now we're going to look up and down. I don't know about you folks, but before this class, I don't think I'd work on my balance at all, for more than 30 seconds, unless I was doing the quad stretch. But I feel like this is something that is definitely necessary for everyone to practice. Okay, let's grab that towel, that uneven towel, bunch it up, make a little uneven platform for yourself. Not too uneven, make sure it's safe to stand on as well. So left in front of our right. And we're just gonna stand here for about 30 seconds. And I would advise you guys to have 2 towels. Hopefully you guys aren't cleaning your face with this towel we're standing on. All right, very good. So let's hop off that. Let's take a little break. If you need a bathroom break, go ahead and take it. It'll take about 1 to 2 minutes, and we'll continue. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next set. For this one, let's grab that chair because we will be needing it. It's a little bit challenging to do a single leg squat. You know, with just the support of the leg, that's also the one that's trying to work out at the same time. So we're gonna do single leg squat. So pretty much what that looks like is we're gonna be doing this motion here. Okay, so from the side, it's gonna look like this. So my left leg is elevated, and I'm just trying to squat down, pretty much controlling that. So I'm gonna put the chair on my left side while I'm working out my right one. So that's where I'm trying to maintain balance, okay? So we're gonna try to do 12 of those. Once you folks are ready, a couple of people, all right, there we go. Rophany, if we're ready, we can get going. So, okay, let's focus on the right one. Let's do 12 to 15. So as low as you could go, and then back up slowly. So I don't want to see this springing motion. Control it down and back up. So again, left foot is elevated. My left hand is making contact with the chair for support and balance. If you can, you could just hover your hand right over the chair if you don't want to depend so much on it. If you find this to be a little bit too challenging, you could just do regular squats. I don't know if you guys hear that clicking, but that's my knee. No pain, it's just a little tight. I think that's 12, so now I'm gonna do the right side. Switch directions. Ready? And go. And as you're going down, you don't want to lean forward too much. You kind of want to keep your shoulders above your hip as much as possible. You don't want to be doing this lean here, okay? You want to be trying to come down, back up. And good. Once you're ready, let's relax because those outer thighs, probably a little fatigue. All right. That's good. Let's see. There's someone, I think someone just left. All right, Karina, thank you. All righty, let's continue. So now we're gonna do the back lunge with the torso twist. So we did that torso twist with the lunge position as we're sitting. So now I want you guys to do this one here. So lunge back and twist to that side of that leg that's coming back, okay? So my right leg is going back and I'm turning to the right, okay? Actually, no, I want to turn to the opposite side, I'm sorry. So right leg back, turn to the left, alternate, left leg back, turn to your right, okay? So from the front, it'll look something like this. Okay. You want to turn. You guys got that? Sorry if I confused it, but yeah. So we're just going to turn our torso to that opposite side. Let's do 8 on each side. You guys ready? Okay, go and make sure you guys reach back, turn, come back. And make sure you turn back to that initial position before you go back up. About halfway there. Low on that lunge. Your knee should almost be making contact with the floor. Last one on each side. Very good. So by leaning back, that's going to work on this upper thigh. Should have felt that stretch on that one. All right, and this one is going to work on our arches a little bit. It's just going to be bunny hops. So, so the bunny hops pretty much, I don't want to get you guys on your toes too much. It's more of like that metatarsal area. So on your foot, you kind of want to hop on this part, not so much on your toes, but more of like that metatarsal area. And again, bunny hop, we're just going to be hopping here, activating the tendons under our arches. Okay, we're going to do that for 30 seconds. Ready? Okay, there you go. And again, it's not so much how high you get, it's just kind of bouncing off the springs of our legs. 15 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Time. Ooh, very good. I should have, activated those arches right now. Has anyone done kettlebell swings before? Yeah. Kelly, you said you have? Okay, cool. So pretty much we're gonna do the kettlebell swing, but of course without a kettlebell. But if you do have a dumbbell, we want to go for that motion. So. All right, Ursula, great. So yeah, so if you've done kettlebells, then for sure you've been active at the gym. So, oh, you have one too, great, awesome. I have one, it's 70 pounds. I'm a little sore from yesterday, I'm not gonna touch it. So I'm gonna go with I think this is a 12-pound dumbbell. So kettlebell swing, if you don't have one, I just want you guys to do the movement. If you have one, then go ahead. So pretty much want to squat down and swing. So imagine you have a wall over you, and you're trying to pick up a bowling ball, and you're trying to throw it over, okay? Using your legs, not your back, so I don't want to see you guys down here. It's using your legs and back up, all right? So that's what we're doing. We're gonna do that for, if you have a kettlebell, I want you to do 15 of them. If you don't have a kettlebell, then 30 seconds of that motion, okay? Ready? Okay, go. So again, you're squatting down and then thrusting your hips up. And if you have a kettlebell, you should know that your hips and the motion is what's lifting the kettlebell, not your arms so much. 5 more seconds. And time. Very good. That's really going to get that inner groin area. So good job. How heavy is that kettlebell, Kelly?
I couldn't find the unmute. It's 15 pounds.
Okay, nice. Yes, you get some nice range of motion there. Good. All right, and then now we're going to be doing single leg down, so we did that already. We're going to do our last balance one, which is going to be the quadruped opposing arms. So pretty much we're going to get on our fours for this one. So we'll get on our fours. Let's see that. Let me lower the camera a little bit. So we're going to be alternating. Right arm comes up and the left leg goes back. And then we alternate, okay? As we're alternating, I want you to hold that position for about 2 to 3 seconds before you come back down. You guys got it? All right. And again, you don't want your body going everywhere. You just want to stay pretty solid and uniform, consistent. Ready? Okay, there you go. So let's do 8 on each side. And switch after 2 to 3 seconds. So again, This is working on the balance of our upper body, our shoulder joint, our hips, and our knee. Couple more on each side. Last one on each side. Very good. All right. So again, most balance exercises are working at the attachment of the muscle with the joint. So for example, I have my container here. You guys can see this little loop. Imagine that being the muscle fiber, and most exercises are gonna make that muscle fiber kind of contract and extend, flex and extend. So it's gonna be going back and forth. But what the balance portion is doing is where it connects here, it's kind of stabilizing where it's joined at. So that's kind of like what we're working on when we're doing the balance movements. So some anatomy component thrown in there. But anyways, we have one more set and then we'll start with the cool down, okay? So grab a little bit of water and then we'll start with the last one. Only 3 more exercises. All right, so for this last set, we're gonna do a combination of the James Fonda and the squat. So we're gonna squat down. We're gonna work our right leg first. We're gonna squat down. On our way up, we're gonna kick to the side, okay? So the last one was just this movement here. Now it's gonna be more of a higher swing because now as we're coming up, use that momentum to kind of raise your body a little bit more, okay? So squat, up, squat, up. Folks got it? All right, we're gonna do 12 on each leg. Ready? Okay, go. Right leg first. Oh, very good. Shake it out. Once you're ready, left leg. Guys ready? Okay, squat down, go. 1, 2. Sure you guys are getting low. Very good. Keep going. If you haven't done 12, make sure you get your 12 in. That one does burn the side of our legs. All right. Bring you guys to this wall real quick. All right, we're gonna do wall, but with the leg raise. So find a wall sit here, and we're gonna alternate lifting our legs, okay? If you could get 90 degrees, perfect. If you're gonna be up here, that's okay too. But we wanna make sure that we're safe and we're alternating. And if that kicking out motion is too much, then I just want you to march, okay? You guys ready? We're gonna do that for 30 seconds. If you need a little break in between, go ahead and relax. Okay, position, ready? Okay, go. Okay. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Very good. All right, one more and we're done. All righty. So this one's gonna be one on each leg. So pretty much what we're gonna be doing is just over the line. So imagine a line pretty much just drawn here, and I'm just gonna jump over it back and forth, okay? That's gonna strengthen the bottom of our feet and also our ankles. You guys got that? All right. Ready? Okay, go. So 20 seconds. Back and forth. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Guys ready? Left ankle. Okay, go. 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Very good. All right, grab your water. It's time for a cool down. Very good, very good. All right, guys. We cool down the water. Oh, dusty. All right. Very good, guys. All right, let's cool down. So this is the reset position. So let's bring in our left heel inward, right leg comes back, and then that chest goes over our leg. You should feel that, like I said, on that outside glute or with that left leg, or maybe even on that inside groin of that left leg. Okay, let's switch. So again, right heel in, left leg back. I've also had some folks ask me about supplements for joints, and the only one that I can think off the top of my head is glucosamine. I know it's found for, in a drink. I think Costco has a joint juice for it. That's what it's called, the brand, joint juice. Rofani knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, joint juice. And then if you like the capsules, I don't think anyone likes capsules. Yeah, that's another option. So Rofani, any experience or positive things to say about joint juice?
Well, personally for me, I haven't used it, but my mom does. So my mom used to get it a lot from Costco.
Okay, yeah, it's like a little unusual can, maybe like 6 or 8 ounces.
Yeah, it's literally like a little can, little bottle size of it. Yeah,
So,
I'll just drink it every now and then.
Yeah, one of my buddies would always use it in high school, and we used to joke with him. He was like 15 at the time, and we would clown him and tell him he had 80-year-old knees. But yeah, I mean, those legs, any supplement's gonna help. So sorry, I got ahead of myself. So let's bring that right leg over that left leg, and then our right shoulder over our body. Nothing wrong with 80-year-old knees, but a 15-year-old guy developing shouldn't, be too concerned about their knees at that age. But yeah, he would drink those more than he would drink soda, which is kind of unusual for a teenager. So. Switch. I mean, there's tons of different supplements out there, and most supplements don't necessarily need to be FDA approved. But you know, usually if I go for a supplement, I like to research it first, and if I'm able to, or if it's available, maybe even a natural source of it. So, like for myself, I used to get a lot of strains on my calves, and I would take a lot of ibuprofen. And then, you know, I heard how terrible that is for your liver. So then I turned to turmeric. So I started taking turmeric, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. So that's another one too. So reset position, let's bring that left heel in, right leg out. And then we could reach for that foot, or we could bring our hind arm over our body. Make sure we're reaching. Let's hold this for about 20 seconds. Okay, let's relax, let's switch. Left leg out, right heel in, reach, then bring that hind arm over our body. Next, okay, let's bring both heels in. And I know we tried out a few new exercises today, like the marching glute bridge. We did the marching wall squat. We did the over the line just now at the end. Were there any of those movements that you guys didn't like or was uncomfortable? Or please, Julio, don't do those again. My knee hurts now because of it. Any of those? Because I've had those exercises before and removed them immediately. So I just don't want to incorporate something that was bothersome for any of you guys. You guys could unmute yourself and speak up. That's easier. All right, let's cross our crisscross applesauce. Let's kind of lean forward. Stretch out the outside part. Lean forward. Relax. Come back. Now we're gonna just that reset position, left heel in, right leg back. Stretch out that quad muscle. And again, if you guys do need the link for the workout video, just go ahead and throw it on the chat. So again, I know it could be a little bit boring with no music in the background, but like I said, we've had issues before trying to put some workout music in the back. Sometimes can't hear me, or it's too loud, or you know, it's just Zoom is kind of still a working process. So I guess that you guys could always play music in the background. All right, let's switch. And now we're gonna do the hamstring stretch. So let me know if you guys don't feel this one, because we can always try to find a different one. But this one, again, take a crab walk, glutes close to the heel, leg comes over that knee, and then bring your chest close to that elevated knee. I think there's a couple new people. Patricia, are you new? I don't know. Araceli. Got some new folks. Maybe I'm just don't remember. All right, let's switch. We got Gisela, we got her in here. You guys are doing fine. Good workout, Josefina? All right, thanks, Gisela.
I thought this time you don't want to make me sweat. You did it again.
It's hurting?
No, sweat. I'm sweating.
Oh. Okay, so that's good.
Yes.
Good, very good. So if you guys don't know Josefina, she works out like 100 hours a week. She's always in these classes, but yeah, she's a go-getter. All right, I'm gonna try a new one here. So kind of that lunge position that we had earlier, but so my right knee is out. So I'm gonna bring my left arm and just kind of bring it underneath my right knee and kind of lean it over. And then my right elbow comes towards that foot that's in front of me, okay? You guys should feel that on your hamstring, on your groin. So then I'm in this position, I'm coming inward. Now relax, reset. Let's do that with the left side. Your last one. Ready? So now right arm goes under that hamstring. That left elbow goes towards that left ankle in front of us. If you can't get that low, don't worry. As long as you're stretching and you're feeling a stretch, make sure you're still breathing. And you guys can relax. So again, just let me check the chat real quick. So yeah, so if you guys are still here, I know some people just ask for the link and sometimes leave without leaving their email. So I have some. Okay, Brisela, yeah, great. So again, this class is focused for lower body strengthening and balance. So I have 3 other classes. On Mondays, it's flexibility and mobility. So that class is pretty much going to be kind of like what our warm-up is, what our cool-down is. It's just going to be a combination of that. Our Tuesday class, if you were here yesterday, it's strength and conditioning. So if you do have equipment, dumbbells, resistance bands, we'll be using a lot of that. So I don't know if a few of you guys are sore from yesterday. Wednesday's class is just like today. And then tomorrow's class is like a cardio and core class. So incorporating more jumping, kind of like a more active class, and also incorporating our core. So that's kind of like the 4 classes kind of have like their own specific gauge, but again, similar warm up and cool down. But at the end of it all, it's all for development of our health and our fitness. So if you guys could join me in all of them, that'd be great. I know our active adult program has a couple other classes, but I do have one pretty much every day of the week, Monday through Thursday. So hopefully that accommodates, for what you guys are looking for. But like I said, there's other classes too at different times of the day. But if you guys like what we're doing here, but you don't have the time, you can always log in. Just, Coach, can you send me the link? And I can do that. So any questions before we head out?